Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in a Fortnite video, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys the 3 best retakes that you guys should have mastered here in Season 5. These retakes, I think, are some of the most protective, not very difficult, and consistent retakes that you guys should learn if you want to become a much better builder in Season 5 and be able to play very effectively. So definitely stay tuned in the video if you guys are looking for some of the best retakes to use here in this season. And real quick, before I get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. I give away 2,000 V-Bucks every single Friday. So if you guys would like to participate in the next giveaway and win some free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you guys get notified for every single new upload and when I announce the winners every Friday. And lastly, make sure you guys put down your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account down in the comment section below, and you guys will be automatically entered into the giveaway. And lastly, if you guys like to support me in the item shop, all you guys have to do, go down to the bottom right, hit on support a creator, type in my creator code, which is Young Humor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator in the item shop. And alright guys, let's go right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I want to share with you guys 3 retakes that I think are very effective and I think you should learn here in Season 5. These aren't necessarily new retakes, but I think they're very effective, and if you guys don't already have these 3 mastered, then you definitely should. There is a lot more retakes that I think are important as well, but these are going to be my top 3 retakes here for Season 5. So the first retake is the one you're seeing up on the screen. We start off with a high wall, a cone, and then you kind of finish that off with another ramp on top. Then you can either jump to the left or right. You place another floor and ramp, and then you continue up. I like this retake. It's one of my personal favorites. I use this probably every single game, almost every fight that I'm build fighting, just because it's really effective. It's something that's very protective, and when you're doing this, you're not going to be getting shot from at least above you into the side. If you get third party, that's another story. If you get shot across the map, which tends to happen a lot, but those things you really can't prevent. But the person you're going against is going to have a very difficult time getting off any shots on you whatsoever if you're going for a retake like this. And the beauty of this, along with other retakes, is you can kind of mix and match any combination that you like. So you can, at the very end of this retake, maybe go into another one, maybe go into like a 90 off of it. There's really endless possibilities you can do. And when it comes to HighGround retakes and I guess just build fighting, the one thing that you have to be good at is reading the other player, because sometimes, and I have seen this a lot of times when you guys are playing, is sometimes you get into a build fight and maybe at that point you should have maybe turned around and went for a shot. Instead you kept building up. You really just have to get really good at reading the other player, knowing when to go for a shot and when to continue building up, or maybe when to drop down in a build fight. So being able to read another player is extremely crucial if you want to be able to win more games and just be a lot more effective at build fighting, because just because you're a great builder is not going to translate into you winning a lot of games, because if you get shot down, third partied, and really just any other numerous things that can happen. So you have to be able to play smart and read the other player. That's probably going to be my number 1 tip that I can give you if you want to be able to consistently and effectively win build fights against other players and just dominate here in Season 5. So when it comes to this retake, here's just the slow down version. And when I was doing this, I had a hard time. I kept accidentally placing a ramp in front of the build, but when you're doing this retake, it's not going to happen because you're going to be jumping forward. So it's very simple. All you do is do a high wall, you place a cone on top, then you place another ramp in that same direction going forward. Then you can either jump to the left or you can jump to the right depending on which way you'd rather go. So that is going to be the first retake that I would recommend for you guys to learn. So going into the second one that I think is great as well. And with this one might be looks a little bit more difficult, but it's very easy and it is extremely effective. So with this retake, all it is you run forward, and once you run forward, you place a wall in front of you, you place a ramp and a cone on top, and then you go for a 90 off to the side. And you can go for a 90, maybe you can go for a different sort of retake. Like I said, you can mix and match any combinations, but the reason why I like this one a lot is because a lot of the times what can happen is in a build fight is if you're rushing straight and the other person's rushing straight and you guys kind of like headbutt each other and go, directly into each other, what can happen is if you're at the same height, a lot of times you're going to be placing a ramp over your head and you're going to be placing a ramp over their head, and a really good way to counter this is if you guys are going to collide at the exact same moment, is go ahead and place that wall in front of you, because once you place the wall in front of you, they can't place any ramps through your builds or anything like that. So you want to place a ramp in front of you and then jump off to the side. This is a really good retake if you're ever going against someone and you guys kind of collide at the exact same moment. So all it is, you run straight, you place a wall, ramp, and cone, then you go for a 90 off to the side, which you can do so by placing, you have to make sure you place that wall that's directly behind the ramp. So as it again, you want to place the wall, you place the ramp, you place a cone, and when you go for a 90, you can either look left or right. But when you do, make sure you place the back wall behind the ramp as I just did before you do the retake. That way the entire retake connects and it doesn't fall apart. And then you can continue it off with 90s, or you can go into another retake, whatever is best for that situation. So that's going to be the second one I wanted to share with you guys. So going into the third and final retake in this video, I like this one a lot, but you have to be careful though, because if you do this retake wrong, it can really slow you down, because it's really important when you're learning retakes that are going to be effective, you want to keep your momentum as much as possible. You don't want to slow down, and one of the biggest ways to slow down or when you're building is if you look too quickly to your left or right, that's going to completely stop all your momentum. So when you're doing retakes, you have to make sure that you're going in a forward momentum almost all the time, so you don't lose any of your momentum and you don't come to a complete stop, because that's going to really slow you down, and that's going to be the number one way you guys are going to lose build fights and high ground, is if you come to a complete standstill. So a really great way to do that is just to try to keep your momentum and only do retakes where you're almost always going straight. So when you're doing this retake, that is one thing to consider, is sometimes you might look too far to the left or right and will cost you. But if you do this retake correctly, it's really protective, it's very effective, and it's something that I do quite a bit, that I've seen a lot of success with in my build fights. Now doing this retake, it's a little bit more complicated than the other ones because it comes from a double edit initially. You go for a double edit, you go for a 90, then you place 2 high walls, a cone, and then finish it off with another 90, and then from there you can go into any other retake that you like, or maybe just go for a 180 and challenge the player from there. And just into the step-by-step in case it was a little bit confusing. So you place a floor and a cone. Initially, you double edit both the floor and the cone. Once you do that, you want to go to a 90 off to the side, so you place the wall behind you, then you go for a 90 off to that side, or the right side, or the left side, depending on which side you want to go off of. Then from there, you place 2 walls on top, a cone, and then the last step is to go for a second 90 off to the side, connecting those high walls. And then from there, you can place another ramp on top of you, or you can just continue to ramp out, or maybe do like a 180, whatever you think works best. So you go for a double edit, and then you place 2 high walls. Once you place the 2 high walls, you place another cone on top, and then you finish it off with a second 90. Like I said, I like this retake a lot. I do it quite a bit in games. I've seen a lot of success from it. And if you do this correctly, it's very fast, very protective, and it's great for in those cases that you may or may not get third party, because you're building from so many different sides. It can really protect you from a lot of angles. The only downfall is it will take a lot of materials. So if you're early game, this is not going to be a retake that you want to do if you have like 200 materials. You probably want to have at least 400 or 500, and you want to end the gunfight fairly quickly after that, because you don't want to do too many retakes that require a lot of materials, because then if you run out of mats, that's pretty much a GG's. The fight's over. If you run out of mats, it's going to be very difficult to kill the other player. So with that being said, I really appreciate you guys watching the video. If you guys could, make sure you guys do drop a like. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Hit the notification bell so you guys get notified for every single new upload. And as well, I do live stream every day on the channel at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys haven't seen my live streams, make sure you guys do so. It's a ton of fun. And lastly, make sure you guys do follow me on Instagram, Young Humor. I'm going to start posting there a lot, or be a lot more active on there very soon. So if you guys haven't followed me on Instagram, it's just Young Humor, same as the name here on YouTube. Very easy to find me. Make sure you guys do follow me. But with that being said, I really appreciate you guys watching the video. And alright guys, I'll see you next video.